Time for another TMNT 2003 episode recap. Today we have a two-parter. We're actually just going to do the first part, and that episode is The Shredder Strikes. But before we get into that, if you're new to the channel, could you please consider hitting that subscribe button with the notification bell right next to it? Leave a like on the video if you end up enjoying and share it around with anyone you think may be interested, and a comment down below always goes a long way. I'll be having 3 keywords or 3 key phrases throughout the video, which will make you eligible to win some form of a gift that I will be giving out at some point in time. Don't rush me, I'll give it to you at some point. But just make sure you're watching the video all the way to the end so you get all the keywords/phrases so you're eligible to be entered to win. That's all it takes. Okay, so sit back, get your snacks, get a beverage, let's have a good time and talk about this episode. Okay, so the reason I picked a two-parter is kind of for poetic reasons. It's probably really dumb, but since this is going into the new year, you know, we have a couple days left of 2021. I was like, okay, what can we do in terms of the episode recaps? Because that's a video type that's had a lot of history in terms of our growth here and bringing in new people. So I wanted to bring it back here towards the end of the year. And for the two-parter, I was like, okay, let's have part 1 be at the end of 2021, and part 2 of this episode will recap at the beginning of 2022. Sure, super cheesy, but I thought it would be kind of cool. Whatever. In any case, the episode begins with the turtles training. They're all using their different weapons and bragging about how they use them in battle and how it serves them the best. You know, obviously there's a bias there because those are the weapons they've been married to for so long. But what I really like about this episode, it shows the flaws in Leonardo. You know, like normally he's the goody two-shoes, always showing up his brothers. He's always the one that knows what to do. If the other turtles are out of line, he's the one that's in check. But no, he's at fault just as much as the other ones, relying a bit too much on his weaponry instead of his actual skill and intuition and what he's learned. And of course the other turtles fall short in learning this lesson here, but Leonardo, it's kind of harder for him because he wins. He actually wins the training session and he's bragging about it because of the weaponry. And Splinter calls him out for it too. You know, the brothers are like, oh, he's gonna get it. He's like, yo, Leo, listen, okay, it's the weapon that makes you a good ninja? No. And then, you know, Splinter shows him up in front of the turtles. It's funny. It's funny, but it's a lesson that Leo needed to learn. Now, I've always kind of mentioned growing up that each turtle has been my favorite except Leonardo. Maybe this episode shows why, you know. You'll see as we progress through the story, Leonardo kind of dropping his demeanor and really becoming odd in terms of how he's treating Splinter. Not like directly to his face, but you'll see when we get there. It's kind of weird. Okay, first key phrase. Down in the comments below, if you watch the video to this point, comment down below, Leo was weird. Okay, now look, it's just for the context of this episode and actually just this portion of the episode. I'm not saying he's weird in every iteration or every episode in the 2003 no, it's just a silly little joke. Okay, don't take it too seriously. If you want to be eligible to win or have a chance to enter to win, comment down below Leo was weird and continue watching the video. That's all you gotta do. Okay, so after the little lecture here, Leonardo pulls a Raphael. He actually leaves. He's like, okay, I gotta get some air. I'm going to the rooftops and I'm gonna rant. You know what? No, I'm not just going to rant, but I'm going to slice up a bunch of newspapers into perfectly cut stars. I always thought that was kind of weird. Not a bad weird. I actually think it's kind of cool because, you know, like that's just how precise Leonardo is. But it's like, wow, you're just so angry to the point to where you have to show off you can cut perfectly shaped stars with newspapers using twin katanas. This is exactly why I always hated Leonardo. He thinks he's better than everyone. I'm joking. Again, these are all jokes. I'm sorry for all this Leonardo slander. What's wrong with me today? But yeah, this leads to him being approached by the Foot Clan, actually. They don't really know what this organization is all about fully, you know? So they've been fighting them for past episodes, but never really knew why. They didn't know their ideologies or the reasons behind why they do what they do. So we have the first confrontation of Leonardo and Shredder, and it's a very cool, unique way of having the two meet. You know, talking things out. It wasn't some big bombastic grand event. It was just two dudes in a room talking it out, you know, trying to tap into the other's brain. And it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. We know Shredder's using it for his own gain, for his own ulterior motive, but still the scene itself, the way it was constructed and set up, it was very nice. I really liked the back and forth between the two characters. And this entire time we have Raph, Donnie, and Mikey who followed after Leo. So obviously they're seeing what's going on throughout all of this. While they don't have the full rundown, they can tell something suspicious for Leonardo to just hop up, leave the family, and all of a sudden now he's in talks drafts with a completely different ninja organization, even talking about leaving his brothers to work for them, or not really leaving his brothers, but shifting his place of work to go to what he believes is the same goal, but he rushes into it very, very fast. It's kind of weird. Okay, second key phrase, Shredder rises. Comment down below, Shredder rises, to prove you watched the video all the way up to this point. Comment it down below isolated or with whatever comment you were going to put anyway. Just make sure that you have the first key phrase that I told you earlier, and now this one. You need to get all three to be eligible to enter to win. So yeah, go ahead and put that down below and keep watching the video to the very end so you don't miss out on that third key phrase. Leonardo walks away from the conversation with Shredder by getting a cool sword. He gets a really cool sword, and his brothers confront him like, hey, look, what's going on here? You're just gonna leave your family after getting taught a lesson? Do you know how many times we got chewed out by Splinter? And yeah, we might have walked out or something for a few minutes, but we always came back home. It's not like we were talking to other people thinking about leaving the family. Like, this was your first time out and you want to go hang out with some new ninjas? Like, what's up with that, man? And Leo's like, guys, I mean, give them a chance. We never really know what they're talking about and all this stuff. Like, maybe they're on our side. We don't know. They could be very cool. We don't know. This dude even goes as far as to call Orokusaki Master Saki. Leo, dude, what is wrong with you? I'm sorry. I need to get off this dude's shell. I know, but he was just so weird in this. I don't know if that is just me. I know that it's necessary for the character's growth, but you could be irritated with it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Who knows? Maybe I'm in the minority for this mindset, but I don't like Leo this episode very much, to be completely honest with you. I love 2003 Leo, but this episode wasn't the biggest fan of him. I was definitely taking Raph's side and Donnie's side and Mikey's side way more. So after they talk it out, Raph and Leo have to fight about it, obviously. They go back home. Leo's like, okay, I gotta talk this over with Splinter. I should have done that in the first place. And Splinter's like, oh, so you're just gonna bounce, leave the family, and go talk to these dudes? I know these dudes, right? And I'm gonna give you the rundown. It's gonna make you feel really crappy, Leo, okay? These dudes you're talking to, these dudes you're thinking about joining and fighting crime with, yeah, they destroyed my master. Yeah, they took him away from me in front of my little beady rat eyes. Yeah, those same people, they traumatized me when I was younger, right before I met you. Now you want to leave me after completely raising you to the person you are today. Yeah, okay, sleep at night with that. And Leo, he's like, oh man, I feel really crappy. And I was just like, yeah, you should feel crappy, Leo. I don't know, Leo, you lost a lot of cool points for me today. Again, these are all jokes, guys. Come on, stop. Come on. I don't hate Leo, I swear. Am I just saying that to myself because I actually do hate Leo, but I don't want to believe it? Maybe. No, okay, I'm joking. That's still a joke. That's still part of the joke. Let me stop. But yeah, that's like the second time in this episode that Splinter had to call Leo out on something. He didn't really call him out the second time. He just more so wanted to explain why he probably shouldn't trust these guys. So yeah, but either way, this leads us to our final key phrase of the video. Comment down below, Splinter is the GOAT. Comment Splinter is the GOAT right now. Do it. Pause the video, comment it down below, make sure you get the second key phrase and the first one as well, alongside this Splinter is the GOAT key phrase. And there you go. Boom. You got all three key phrases. Now you're eligible to be entered to win. So go ahead, comment that down below. Now you can sit back and chill out, relax, watch the video all the way to the end now. That's all you have to do, okay? Your work is done. So now the turtles kind of know what's up. They know what's going on with this organization. They know that they're bad news. Leo finally is back to his senses. He's back to the Leo I appreciate. But anyway, on the rooftop now, earlier in the episode, when Leo was talking to Shredder, he was like, hey, look, you don't have to decide right now what we're going to do moving forward. You can think about it. You can take some time away, take this gift, and meet me on the rooftop at this given time with your answer, okay? It better be a yes. He didn't say that last part, but he's thinking it in the back of his head. So when they get there, they're approached by a bunch of foot ninjas and all that stuff. And Leo's like, hey, the answer's no. And all chaos ensues. They get into a tussle. We gotta have that butt-kicking ninja action towards the end of the episode. It's a 2003 TMNT episode. What else would you expect? And we got some really cool action. When does the show not have cool action? It played out really well, and it was a nice payoff. It was nice to see the brothers together again. It's always nice to see them come together after there's a dispute, because I don't know, there's something about the 2003 Turtles in particular. You always want to see them together because they're just so friendly with each other. So whenever they get in the slightest of arguments, it just feels wrong. And you want to see them be brotherly again. So that was a nice little conclusion there. They have a rematch with Hun, and that was really cool how that played out. And at the very, very end, the fight isn't over. It has to keep on going until Shredder drops on the rooftop, threatens the turtles, and the episode ends. We don't get to see them fight until the next episode, until part 2 of this two-parter, which means we won't get to talk about that till next year in 2022. But the good thing is, next year is just a few days away. See what I did there? Unfunny joke, overused. But yeah, yeah, what do you guys think about this episode of TMNT 2003? This is another banger. I don't think that this show has very many misses. And when it does, it's towards the back half of the series. But I don't know. I don't like talking about negative stuff too much. And that's not to just shy away from doing it. It's just a personal thing. That sort of energy when I get bitter about things that I don't really like, it puts my mood all out of whack. So that's why I talk about the highs of things. That's why whenever I talk about a franchise that's not generally loved, I try to find the things that people could agree was good about it and highlight that and have that be the talking point of any given video. Now, I say this about every time, so if you're a reoccurring viewer, you might be like, dude, we get it. But if you're new, you know, every video is someone's first video here, so I like to reiterate it. If you haven't seen the show at all, Paramount Plus is the place to go. It has the series streaming right there, best quality you can watch it. Go ahead, binge it all, you won't regret it. One of my favorite animated series, definitely top tier when it comes to the action department. The story's immaculate and it's very faithful to the original comics, those first few seasons. So if you want Turtles in its purest form, go ahead and give it a try. Go back and watch some of your favorite episodes if you haven't watched them in a few years, and see if your opinion has changed or if you can pick up on a few things that you didn't when you watched it years ago. That's been the coolest thing about me rewatching all of this stuff, is finding new things to appreciate, some plot points that I might have missed previously, and seeing where I land on certain characters, like me discovering I actually hate Leonardo. Again, I'm joking. I know I said I would stop the Leo jokes, but I kind of wanted to put a bow on it towards the end of the video. Anyway, forgive me for all the Leonardo slander today. Hope you enjoyed the video anyway. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell right next to it. Make sure to leave a thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it and share it around, you know, just in case people are interested in it. And as always, I've been Geekly, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cowabunga, dudes.